are you?
Good, man. Good.
Kellen has talked a lot about this upcoming weekend against the Bucs being a bit of a bounce back opportunity for you all. How do you look at it coming out of that Chicago game, and just what does that opportunity mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to bounce back after that last one. Didn't play how I wanted to play. We had some bright spots, but not enough. Just obviously, want to protect the ball. I feel like that was the name of the game last game. Got a little aggressive, something I haven't done all year, and just got to get back to what I've been doing, playing clean ball, taking completions, playing smart, and we're definitely bouncing back this week. Got to have a good game plan, go out there and just execute, play clean.
You played a little bit more aggressive, like in a way that you hadn't before. What kind of brought that on for you during that game in particular?
I just think I just had to dial it in earlier and not get too aggressive. No matter what game, you got to treat every game the same, right? I mean, you can't, get all jacked up for one game. You got to treat every game the same, and hit it when your spots are there, went down the field like we did, and then, just be smart in other spots. I mean, there was, still on that one pick, if I put it on the line drive, it's probably a completion down the sideline to Sheed, so that's a controllable. It's all fixable things. That's what's good. I'm not going out there doing that every game. Definitely don't plan on doing that every game. But, it happens. I'm not going to be scared to take shots down the field. I don't want to play timid. So just got to pick your spots for it.
What's the math between just like keeping it, safe and risk taking when the team does get behind them?
Yeah, I think, early on we were in a lot of third and longs in the game. And we kind of had to press a little bit in the first half. Second half, you look at that pick when I rolled out left and try to get it to Shaheed, it's first down. If I just run it for 3 yards, we're second down. Just situational awareness, I think, and just kind of refocusing in each play. We kind of started to feel it a little bit, including myself after those 2 touchdowns we had to end the half and coming out. And you just got to stay neutral. Don't get too high, don't get too low. And I think I got a little too high that game and didn't come back to neutral.
Sounds like a lot of good learning stuff.
For sure. Definitely good learning stuff. Watch the tape a ton of times over and know what I need to clean up this week.
When you say you got a little too high or maybe a little too amped up, what is that? Why did that happen, would you say?
I just think it happened, I think it was just part of the game, just got a little into it, and we were feeling it a little bit coming out of that scoring drive after half, and just got to, like I said, settle in after that and just play smart ball, take the completions, especially, coming into this week. This is going to be a big completion game for us. We got to just take what they give us because they do so much stuff on defense, and very good in disguise, heavy pressure team, really good defense we're about to play. So for me, just playing smart this game, taking what they give me, letting my guys make plays after the catch.
Talk about the pressure packages that the Bulls like to play. Is that even more of a challenge this week? You take Eric out of the equation and just everything he does in that area? Like, how can you guys figure out that?
Yeah, we got Luke. It's next man up mentality. You hate to see Eric go down, but we got Luke, our guy in. He's played a lot of games before. He's a smart center. We trust him, and then just seeing pressures, communicating. Our communication's got to be great. We're going to be hot a few times this game, so we got to get our completions. We got to get the ball out when they're pressuring. But obviously Bowles is a elite defensive coordinator, and played him twice last year, and really good at what they do and make it tough. So we got to be able to start fast and then make in-game adjustments because it's never going to be the same look you get.
Can you just kind of walk us, like when you went back and watched that, there was a blitz pickup at Tevin Neal. Can you kind of talk us through like what his responsibilities were on that and like kind of what your reaction was?
Yeah, I mean, it was an unscouted look. It was a great pressure, nickel pressure, I believe, off that left side, and Devin just kind of felt it and got there in the last second. He's one of the smarter guys, rookie-wise, running back-wise, I've been around. Really intelligent, really good in pass pro. I think that's the strength of his game, and, we're going to lean on him, especially, with Kendra going down. It's, tough situation, but we're going to lean on Devin, running the ball, catching the ball, and definitely pass protection.
When you look you can like draw just as like motivation or whatever, just to see how like, you know, Baker is, you know, kind of beating the odds and he's not been wanted to find. Is there certain stories or elements you can kind of pull that you can like, you know, use as your motivation, use as your story for your story?
I mean, everybody's situation is a little different. I've always liked Baker's game. I've always respected Baker as a dude and a player, you know. Getting to meet him earlier on when I visited Oklahoma back in the day and getting to sit down and talk with him. And I've always been a fan of Bake, and obviously got to play him twice last year, and looking forward to the opportunity to play against him again, you know, on Sunday. So he's a great player. He's had a great story, and he's definitely beat the odds, and now he's one of the top guys in the league, man. He's special.
First start was against Tampa Bay. How much do you feel like you grew in that last year, and how, I guess, important is it to have those first 6 or 7 weeks now going into as opposed to kind of throwing in last year?
Yeah, it's totally different, you know. Having a lot of more games under my belt, you know, seeing some more stuff, being in different situations throughout these games. So, yeah, definitely have grown since my first start last year, kind of on, I believe it was a short week and thrown in there. So, yeah, definitely feel better coming into this game for sure.
Is it a strange feeling to know, like, you played 3 division games and they've all been against the same team?
Pretty wild. I mean, yeah, you know, this is the third time I'll see them. So, you know, they obviously have more tape on me, more tape on us. So, you know, we're going to have a great game plan. I'm going to have to play at a high level.
Does it help you that this is, I mean, you're about to go against them for a third time, like you've seen a little bit of what Todd Bowles has to offer, but you try not to
Try not to think about it too much. It's going to be a different thing every time you play them, you know. Like I said, you know, the looks are going to be different than last year. Looks are going to be different than last week. So, you know, we got to be ready for whatever.
You feel like you and Chris are really starting to get like dialed in? I know like 2 weeks ago there was a couple missed opportunities, but like he's getting open, you're fine. Like you feel like you two are like really starting to click in.
Yeah, I know. I was happy for Chris last game. You know, and I know there was some talk about him. You know, and he's our top guy. So I wanted to keep throwing him the ball. He made many big plays in this last game, especially down the field and high pointing the ball, making tough catches. So I think that's, you know, what we all want to see, and I trust him to put it up there. And I feel like we do have a good, you know, connection down there. Just got to keep clicking and keep being aggressive, especially in the red zone and vertically down the field.
The first touchdown came on one of those in-breakers that you had talked about just a few weeks ago. Is that something y'all continue to work on?
Yeah, I mean, that one, you know, wasn't as double move-ish at the top, more of a seam versus Tampa 2. Mike got a lot of depth, so I had to put it high. And but he, again, you know, he felt it, bent it in, and put it in the right spot for him to go high point. And he made a great contested catch. And then the other one, another great high point catch. You know, we had the same look in practice, and we repped that literally the same look. So, you know, credit to our coaches for putting us in that position. And you know, we when we got down to the red zone in that game, last game, we were good. You know, and we got to get down there more, obviously, protect the ball, not turn it over, and run the ball better, and we'll be good.
Was that one of those ones where you practice it from a certain depth in practice and then it might look a little bit different on game day? And if so, how did you adjust for that?
Yeah. Talking about the first one?
Either one of those touchdowns. Especially the one where the crosser in particular, where it was the same look.
Yeah, those both, you know, can be at different depths. You know, I think we've repped those since camp. So, you know, those are, you know, in our back pocket. We run those really well. And, you know, he had great feel on that, and you just got to put it in the right spot.
Third and long is just generally like a low percentage play anyways, but like I'm assuming y'all want to be converting at a higher rate than what y'all are. Has there been like any kind of noticeable thing on those that's kind of led to the low conversion numbers?
We just got to stay out of third and long. I think you look around the league, 3rd and 9, 10 plus, super low percentage. Tough to convert on those downs. That's why you got to be efficient on 1st and 2nd down. So that's our goal. That's our next step. If we're running the ball on 1st down, 2nd down, we got to get yards. You know, it can't be a TFL or we're throwing the ball. It's got to be a 4 or 5 yard completion so we can be in 2nd and manageable, and, you know, have 2nd and 6 and maybe get another completion. It's 3rd and 3. So we could work with that and have more options. But 3rd and 10 plus, you know, heavy likely for drop back down. That kind of tees off the defense, and then they're going to come after you. So you just got to be able to obviously hit the zones, attack man coverage in 3rd and long, and convert. You know, you want to convert some of them, but they're tough to convert. We just got to execute on earlier downs.
I have a question just kind of maybe out there a little bit. You've seen Oklahoma, South Carolina a little bit as a pro. This city's resilient and likes people who are resilient. do you have like family or friends that like follow social media and tell you things because you are quite the fan favorite, and that hasn't always been the case. Sometimes the fans love to hate people, whereas here, the rallying and supporting behind you has been overwhelming. Does anybody tell you about that, and why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just try to do my job and give my all. I can't, really. I appreciate all the support, obviously, but you can't dive too deep into it. What did Nick Saban say? Rat poison. You don't want to look too far into that stuff. So I try to stay away from it. But I got love for the people that want to show love, and for the people that don't, it is what it is.
3 years ago, Oklahoma. I don't know if Baker ever came back, or you ever get to know him at all personally, or?
Not too much. No, here and there, but got respect for him, and obviously, know him a little bit.
Back to like the third and longs, like there was a handoff last week. Like, is it your defense is just like taking away a lot of opportunities? Like, you see teams like hand it off there, like kind of just like not do anything aggressive. Like, is that just something they're really good at? Just kind of when they know you got to get it, they can take it away.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of too high shell in third and long. You're going to see, a lot of spot drop zone where you got to be on time, right in the right window, and have the right spacing, of course, and right levels and all that. So definitely got to have the right call offensively, and we got to execute when it's called on third and long. But, there's definitely opportunities to check it down on third and long. I think, I missed a few of those maybe last game, just getting the ball out quicker, to a check down instead of trying to hold on for the layered throw. It's risk reward, I guess you could say. But I think if you just play fast and try to get the ball out and get to 4th and 2 or less, you got a chance of possibly a 2-down situation. So I think it's playing those odds, playing those games a little bit, but definitely not the easiest thing to convert on third and long. That's why you want to stay out of it.
Yeah. It sounds like there's a lot of like calculation between like the risk reward. Like how do you, like, even in there, like how do you know? Like, is it score dictated, or do you just kind of like you got to wait for this to develop, and like maybe you don't get Alvin over here because of it? Like how do you how do you decide that like at the moment?
It's a great question. A lot goes into it. I think Kellen does a great job of saying, hey, all yards are good yards here in the helmet. Get back on track. Let's get half of it back. Let's say we're third and long on the fringe on the 40. We really want to get 5 to get in field goal range, right, and give Groupie a chance. So there's definitely so many different things that you are thinking about in those situations, depending on, area on the field, time in the game, what's the score of the game. There's a lot that goes into it, but you want to get first downs in those situations. Be aggressive, but have smart aggression.
When you say you're aware of those things, are you made aware of what that analytics say? Does that work for the coaching staff?
That's more for the coaching staff. Players, we don't really look into the analytics side of it. We're just trying to run the play and run it well.
Even in situations where it might be like they want to get 5 here in order to get a better, you're still looking for other things that might be available in those moments?
Yeah. We're progression based, and we're going through our read. If 1's not there, we'll get to 2. 2's not there, we'll try to get to 3. I think there's a chance of quarterback, scrambles in the pocket. If you need to step up and go get 7 on 3rd and 10, or go get 10. There's anything could happen. So you just got to kind of feel it out, be aggressive, but be smart. Take what they give you, and if you got to use your legs, use them. Yep.